If you looked 10 years out from now, what would you like to see?
I would like to see more things like Pueblo Verde, but I don't know if that will be possible. As what I've seen in the last 5 years, people is more here for the money than for everything else.
What would you like to see? What do you think? I mean, my question is more like, if you built a place, what do you think it would be like 10 years from now? Any idea? I'm just trying to envision all of you here 10 years from now. What might it look like to you? I mean, what would you like to see?
I would like to see
Quiet
place, like wooden house, big gardens.
Monkeys, birds, everything.
Yeah.
5 babies.
Dogs.
Actually, we have 2, and that's okay.
I don't know, Tom, what do you
And you're a
think?
physician?
A doctor.
Doctor, yeah.
But I want to stay here and find a job around here. Yes, I don't want to go back to San Jose.
Right.
One of the things that totally inspired me, and definitely was a contribution to really wanting to come down here, was reading about like what the ecosystem here in the dry tropical forest would be if it was a mature ecosystem. And that is absolutely amazing. So the thought of being in a place for 10 years, that 10 years out is then 10 years closer to being that place, that maybe takes 1,500 years before it's fully developed. But we're there as part of that. That's really inspiring to me.
And I guess that's the part of PV that is so great, is that it's that much further towards that than so many other places around. I mean, you know, now there's a base here and it's been started, and you're not jumping in and starting it yourself, knowing that you can do it because of the climate and everything else, but it's been started for you already. It's like jumping in on this garden that's just starting to go whoop.
And actually, some of the work that's already been done is we've identified those 5 or 10% of the 25,000 acres in this watershed. Pueblo Verde, El Centro Verde is part of it.
Yeah.
That can be the catalyst points for taking this whole watershed.
Exactly.
You know, so you don't need to do the whole thing. You need to do the key places, sort of the places where you're.
Right. The groundwork's been done.
As the leaves are gone, you realize that Pueblo Verde is a microcosm of that, because it is almost, it's in a little bowl, its own little watershed here.
There's actually, this is a 25,000 acre watershed, and there's 1,000 acres, 500 acres of still pretty much untouched dry tropical forest, virgin dry tropical forest in the watershed.
Wow.
Really?
You're pointing
where
that guy's honey.
Right over there.
Where that guy's
Really?
honey comes from.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And so what's interesting is to go walk up there
Right.
and see what it can be like.
So there's the nature part of 10 years down the road, but there's also the community part 10 years down the road. And I would really, I mean, of course, I think we all really hope that this is the beginning of something really great for a bunch of people to get together, to build a community, to get that cohesiveness going, and with all those shared values of self-sufficiency, sustainability.
Which just around the table here is just huge. I mean, looking at the diversity here.
Well, there's a whole new world. Craig went to Vermont 40-some years ago and was involved in starting a commune up in the Northeast Kingdom.
That's right.
Right. Yeah, but that was about really isolation.
It was opting out.
It was opting out.
Right.
And the world needs opting in
Right.
to create collaborative solutions.